Chapter 46 Infiltration. Moving to the desk with the computer on it, Graham sat down and reached out for the keyboard. As his finger closed in on the keys, the nanotech kicked in. "Woo-hoo, it tickles," he suddenly said out loud. Bouncer looked around at the startled admission to see Graham's hands flying across the keys as numerous login attempts were made. Somewhere around the 15th attempt he was in. After 5 more minutes of more deliberate but still furious typing, a snap of a photograph and a little printing and laminating, Graham had cloned Bobby Smith's ID twice, once for Bouncer and once for himself. Passing an ID to Bouncer, Graham introduced himself. "Eric Lawrence, pleased to meet you." Taking the ID, Bouncer can read the front, flipped it over and saw some default text on the back. Clipping the ID to his top pocket, Bouncer looked up at Graham and read his similarly placed ID badge. "Why, thank you, Frank Davies, pleased to meet you too." Both Bouncer and Graham smiled at each other. "Right then, shall we get to work?" said Bouncer. "Defo, Bouncer, what's first?" "The server room. I am sure we can get what we want, once we find the server room and patch directly into their systems." Looking round the small office, Graham spotted another floor plan and a number of lists. "Bouncer, look, it's a floor plan of the server room and what I assume is a rota of some kind." Bouncer walked over to the wall and looked closely at the information it held. "What day is it?" "I don't know, to be honest," replied Graham as he wiggled the mouse on the computer, waking the screen up. "Looks like it's a Wednesday." "Good spot, Graham. Well done, that will give us a great head start. It doesn't look like anyone will be in until mid-morning. We should have at least 3 hours, should be more than enough." Moving with a calm confidence, they both walked toward the server room. Graham raised his ID card and just as calmly presented it to the door lock. It beeped, turned green, and the magnetic lock popped unlocked. "How did it do that?" asked Bouncer. "I added us to the list while I was doing the ID cards," replied Graham. "Nice work, Graham, great job." Once inside the server room, they both found a terminal to use and logged in. The first port of call would be a company directory that would give them a place to start. The names at the top would be a smaller group and have far more access. 2 names popped onto the screen, Sebastian Sollars and Barnaby Burke. "Okay," smiled Bouncer, cracking his fingers. "Let's see what you both know about Solarium." 10 minutes later, and Bouncer knew everything that Sebastian and Barnaby knew. They were on the right course. "Graham, come and read this." Graham walked over to this friend and read over his shoulder. After another hour, they both knew pretty much every detail, including references to time travel, nanotech, Solarium, thefts of Solarium. There were 2 names that seemed to have been involved in nearly everything they were reading, Graham and Bouncer. The report described their activities, and at one point stated that one was often seen as a Land Rover, the other a 4-wheeler motorbike, as well as having the ability to phase into other vehicles and a human form. Critically, though, it didn't say which name was related to which vehicle. Reading this piqued Bouncer's interest. "I think there is a you and me here on this Earth, Graham," exclaimed Bouncer. "So, these notes say that these 2 are capable of shifting shape. They must have nanotech too. Do you think that us having nanotech is the common thread through all these dimensions for us?" asked Graham. "It says they come from a place called Cumbria. How do you fancy a road trip?"